Are you ready? 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 Are you ready for the Year of Shame Challenge?
Hello everyone and welcome to the August episode of the Year of Shame Challenge podcast. I'm your host Adrian and with me tonight are the usual suspects Matt, Jayce and Neale. How are we doing everyone?
Very well.
Good, ADBot. Very good.
All right. So if you've not listened to this podcast before, then stop and go back to the start. So this is our journey, our descent into madness of a whole year, the year of 4, where we're not going to buy any... How'd you get that in? The year of 4, where we are attempting to go through this entire year without buying any video games.
Hashtag Year of 4.
Hashtag Year of 4.
You guys can go fuck off.
So this is our descent into madness. And go back to the start where we're all happy, we're all cheerful, we're all looking forward to the year, and then come and catch up with us in August when we all feel like doing strange things. So we're going to kick this off as we normally do with our thoughts and feelings. And I'm looking at my screen, and I'm going to magic fingers, going to rotate, and I'm going to pick the most happy person I can see on the screen, which is Jayce. How are you feeling, mate?
What was the question? I was looking for the fucking questions on
Your
Facebook.
Thoughts and feelings.
Thoughts and feelings. Yeah, I'm getting better. Well, I was getting better. You remember last episode I said I felt like I was about to play some games. And I have been playing games.
Woo.
I have been playing game. But it isn't the game that everybody else is playing, which then brought me back down and made me sad again. But I'm not going to be sad. I'm going to be happy that we are now well past the halfway point, and we can continue to look ahead to games in the future.
We can look ahead to silly season, which is creeping up on us.
Which, by the way, we still won't be able to buy games during. So.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Neale,
Brilliant.
Yes.
Neale,
Hi.
Neale, how are we doing?
I'm all right. I'm okay. I've had a couple of drinks. I've lubricated myself. I think sober Neale was a little bit too much last month. No, I'm all right. Okay. I've been playing a few games. Nowhere near as many as I'd like to have done, and now I kind of promised I would do in the last recording. I suppose life gets in the way. It's getting to the point with the place that pays me my wages, where it gets a bit nightmarish. So horrible days turn into horrible nights of getting in far too late and not being in the mood for anything apart from total and utter unwind with the missus. But I'm all right. I wish I was playing more video games, and I wish I was playing more video games that are out at the moment. And I still look back at some of the video games that have come out earlier this year and still wish I was playing those video games. But video games, I'll play them all in January. I'm going to take a month off and fucking play video games solid.
January's going to be awesome.
I'm just going to eat video games.
If for the benefit of the listeners, Neale was gritting his teeth particularly hard during that segment. Hence, that's why it sounded like he was gritting his teeth. I actually thought his teeth were going to shatter. Yeah,
like
go on.
Ice sprinkles. Yeah, so I'm okay. I'm just really glad to be talking to you guys. I really enjoyed because I remembered it. I really enjoyed last month's recording, so I'm looking forward to.
You thought it was the first one, didn't you?
Yeah, I
got
thought
last January out of the way.
I thought we were in March. It was crazy. So no, I'm looking forward to the next hour of shooting the shit with you guys.
Yay!
Yeah.
Matthew,
Yes.
how are we doing? Talk to me.
I'm here. Talk to you. Yes. So I'm good. 3 out of 3. I'm still in my summer wind down period where the sun is out. We have warm weather for more than a day in a row. So I'm focusing on main hobby of summer, which is cycling, and I've got a bit obsessed with nutrition and shit like that, which I won't bore you with, but it's been good and I'm feeling quite happy about that. So I have not been too phased about games too much this month. I have been playing some, which has been good. I should mention, I did a 24-hour
Ooh.
live game stream.
Yes, you did, sir.
And I played Fallout 4 for 24 hours, which I'll get to in the what we played bit. But that was surprising. You've heard me all talk about it, how I thought that was going to go, and it went a bit differently. So that was good. So I've played a shitload of games actually.
Yeah,
The
more you think about it, this
yes.
is the more games you've ever played in any month ever before.
It is. It probably is in that one day. In that one 24-hour stream was more than I normally get in 2 months. So I might do more of them. Yes, I'm fucking awesome, AD. How about you, Sunshine?
Fucking awesome.
Although I'm not going to bring this podcast down, a certain game this month that I've been trying to play has caused me to watch a lot of Olympics. Including the cycling, which in turn made me get my bike out of the garage and actually start using it, which was amazing. It's also, this certain game's made me play quite a lot of Trials Fusion. But we'll get to that in pile progress. But yeah, that one game in particular, I may have a rant, I may not have a rant, because my feelings about that game are not what everyone else's feelings are about that game. But we'll get to that. But apart from that, I'm good. I'm about to go off on holiday, so there'll be no gaming for a week apart from Marvel Puzzle Quest, which will be a daily play as usual.
Where are you going, AD?
But yeah, so apart from that, I'm going to France.
Oh, you
Going
bastard.
to Centre Parks in France. So yeah, I leave in less than 10 hours.
I used to when I was a kid. I grew up in Nottingham. And one of the biggest centre parks in the country is in Nottingham. It's a really big one. And in the summer, for probably about 4 years in a row, we used to, as kids, like 13, 14, 15-year-olds, we used to bike it about 25 minutes, half an hour to get there on our BMXs. And then throw our BMXs over a particular part of the fence, dig under the fence with our swimming kit and our towel wrapped up underneath. And we used to basically go swimming in centre parks for like an entire day for like 8 hours solid for absolutely free. So I love Centre Parks. So you have to tell me all about the French version when you get back. So sweet.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's, I know I went to New York.
Look out for
looking forward to this one.
Look out for the little French scrubbers climbing under the fence and putting their bikes over the top to come and swim in there.
Did you just call me a scrubber by association, Jayce?
Yes, I did. I did indeed call you a scrubber, sir.
Hey,
Northern scrubber.
Look, when I was growing up, money was cheap. Carry on.
We used to get told we're going to Centre Parks every year, and we just got taken to the centre of the park and left there for a week.
Exactly. Oh, by the way, you're just saying your bike aid. This is a bit of a segue, but I saw a picture of you. Was it your wedding anniversary this week?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
You look amazing on your wedding pictures, by the way, dude.
I know it was.
You look like a different. You look a different. No, people say this. Obviously, 11 years is 11 years, and it a lot can happen to somebody. You look completely fucking different.
I know.
Neale,
I was looking. I thought she should have married him instead of you.
In that 11 years, though, I have had a teenage stepdaughter going through her kind of 12 to 18-year-old stage, and I've had a son who is most of you know this, but he is autistic as well. So that's probably why I look so fucking old and decrepit now, because I've had years of dealing with
life
children.
Just sucked out of you.
Yes, yeah, but no, I did look at those pictures and think, Jesus fucking Christ, what the hell happened there? But there you go.
God, I was hot. Is that what you thought? God,
I
look
apologise
fucking
for
hot.
Neale. I don't think Neale intended it that way, but
No, I
I
wasn't.
took it that way.
Oh no! I was just basically saying you looked amazing. I'm not
Thank
saying
you.
that you don't look amazing now, because Jesus, brrr, hubba hubba. But back then, I would have jumped you.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I know. Most people did.
And we're not talking
Save,
about
Neale.
we're not
Good
talking
save.
about fucking leapfrog. Yeah, not that kind of
Yeah.
jumping. Anywho,
Right,
sorry,
should we move on? Anyhow.
Yeah. Oops.
Let's move on to what we affectionately known as Neale's part of the show, where he reads off a load of games that we can't have. So
And we
over
usually
to you,
go,
Neale.
nah, not interested.
Yeah, not interested. This is the bit
Not interested.
where Neale gets stressed because apparently he's done it wrong every fucking month as well. So let's just see, this many months in, whether in the 8th month running, see whether Neale's fucked it up again. Okay, there's not many on this particular list this month, so it might take us a little while, not as much time to go through them as usual. The first one being Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2. It seems, is that like a remastered version? Because I'm sure I've heard those job titles. Fucking hell, that shows work going through my head. I'm sure I've heard
That's a wicked job.
A working recruitment. I'm sorry. Does anybody play these? Does anybody bother? Jayce, I'm looking at you because I think it's your type of thing.
No.
Oh, jeez. Honestly,
no, never played any of them. No.
You know, for next month, I'm having a soundboard created of Jayce's involvement in this podcast. Apart from the question section where we actually has to ab-lib and actually say things, I'm just going to have like 12 sound bites of your fucking voice, Jayce.
All saying no.
Yeah, no in different tones, like, no. Nope. No!
Different levels of sarcasm in my notes.
Yeah, exactly. Oh dear. Anybody else bothered? Have they about this particular title?
Nope.
Has somebody missed anything?
I don't even know what it is.
It's a it's a remaster of something that used to be on the PS3 and Xbox 360, I believe. That's a from what I hear from other podcasts, it's a bit of a cash-in. And I'm filling while Neale tries to stop laughing. But yeah, I think it's a bit of a quick press of the HD button remaster that they're selling for 50 quid or something. So.
Yeah. Well, there's some suckers out there that'll buy it, I'm pretty sure. Ah, dear. So that was comic time in Spink. Okay, moving on. The next one, serious, because I actually would have wanted this, and I think I want to have a bit of a talk to a couple of people about it. The next one was the Telltale series for Batman, because episode 1 came out on the 2nd of August. I would have bought this, definitely. I am a Telltale game kind of person. I enjoy the stories that they create. I enjoy the kind of journeys they take you on. Some of the mechanics obviously do get a little repetitive in kind of the, across the board, but I definitely would have dropped on the season pass on this. Does anybody else would join me?
Yes, I would have joined you on that one, but like with most of the Telltale games, I think I'll do what I normally do and wait for all 5 episodes to be out and play them in the space of a week or 2. Yeah,
good point. And they always have a theme of if you wait a month and a half, maybe 2 months after they've done the season pass, like of Total, and you go back to back, they usually have a bit of a sale as well. Yeah, or give you the first one free. Yeah. Jayce?
Get your soundboard at the ready.
Bing!
And nope. no, I'm not a massive fan of the Telltale things.
Okay.
Story-based fucking QuickTime events. No, you're
right. No, you're okay.
And it's fucking Batman as well. Batman can fuck off.
Oh, okay, fine.
Batman's not Marvel. He does not feature in Puzzle Quest.
Oh, I see. No, that makes a bit more sense.
He's DC. He's not Marvel. We can't have DC.
Unless it's Harley Quinn. That's the only DC that's ever allowed.
Nice. Spinkus? Maximus?
I didn't even know this was a game.
Oh, fuck off, Spink. You're doing this to make me laugh now.
No, I'm not. I'm so out of touch. I didn't even know this existed. And I probably wouldn't. I've had my time with Telltale games. They've got a bit repetitive. They seem to tell the same tale all the time. So, no. Not for me, thank you.
That's why they're called Telltale.
Well,
exactly, that was what I was getting at.
I think I would have quite this because it's meant to be kind of from Bruce Wayne's perspective and not so much Batman, even though it's called Batman. So work that out. It should be really called Bruce Wayne. I would have bought it anyway just because, maybe for a couple of reasons like I've mentioned already, and also to kind of underpin that, they're really easy achievements, and I'm a whore.
Yes, you are.
So I would have enjoyed that. Okay, third game on the title. Came out on the 9th and 12th of August for PC and PlayStation 4. We have No Man's Sky. Oh dear. Okay, so I'm not going to go to Jayce because actually he just took his headphone off and walked outside. AD, I'm going to come to you first and foremost, sir.
Yes.
Have you and did you and would you have missed No Man's Sky?
Well, I bought it on the day of release, so no, I haven't missed it. I would
By
have
what
missed
method?
it.
By what method? Are
So
your rules?
it was my birthday the week before, and my parents, as lovely as they are, always give me money for my birthday because they never know what to buy me. So I took the nice wad of notes that they put in my card, and I walked into Tesco's, and I purchased it.
Tesco,
for the
eh?
pricely sum of £46. So yeah, would I have missed it had I not have bought it? Yes, definitely, because the talk around it, the buzz around it, the amount of the community that on my social media networks are playing it, the majority of them like it. There are a few who absolutely hate it. Personally, myself, the first couple of days I thought it was amazing, and then I got a little bit despondent with it and wondered if it was as shallow as a lot of people have made out. But since then, I've just played it more and more and more and more and more, and it's absolutely amazing.
Oh,
So-
I thought you were going to say you didn't like it. Cheeky little
No.
monkey.
No, I once you get used to the fact that it's not going to lead you anywhere, it's not going to give you a quest, it's not going to give you a nice point on a map that's where you have to go to next, and just lets you explore and lets you do your own thing. Once you get used to that fact, then no, I think it's a brilliant game, and I'm absolutely loving it.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Good.
Oh, good to hear. I'm going to go next in this because I've got a bit of a formula in my head about how we're going to kind of talk about it. I bought this as well, actually. Same reason, same method, same methodology. It was my birthday on the 24th of July. The missus always buys me a game, pretty much for the same reason you just said. She doesn't know what else to buy me, so there's always something. And I was toying with it. If you remember from the last episode, I was trying to put a brave face on saying no, won't take a birthday gift. I'll try and last until the multiplayer games that I want that are coming out in a couple of months' time. But I got kind of got mixed up in the hype, and I think that my missus kind of could see it was affecting me and could see that was a little bit downtrodden, because this is my type of game completely, where you play for 30 minutes, or you tend to play for 30 minutes, and then it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And she bought it for me. Actually, the day that it came out, she put a post-it note on it, put it on my games room door, like at the bottom of the door, saying happy birthday and stuff like that. So she got one on there. Didn't know it was coming, and it was a really nice surprise. And I really like it. I know some people don't. I know some people, if you read everything, if you read everything, of course you're going to read everything because you're looking at it. But if you believe everything that you read on Reddit and on Twitter, they kind of the biggest drop-off rates for one of the games ever and what have you. But I still find it very addictive in a very Minecraft kind of way.
Yeah.
Thing is, in order to have that drop-off, you've got to have that initial take-up in the first place.
Exactly.
So it can't be that bad.
Exactly.
At least the marketing was good.
I think a lot of people also will have dropped off on the PC versions, because the PC versions is notoriously needs patching the hell out of. There's some really big performance issues, and PC people are intelligent enough to go, right, you know what, I'll put this down for a couple of weeks, I'll come back to it in a couple of weeks, and it'll be fixed, and I can play it how it's meant to be. And I think it's not a tale that people are obviously so desperate for this game to do really badly because they want to sue everybody that's involved with it, because it's not actually virtual reality and they can actually be a star cruiser for the rest of their life. It's actually just it's a procedurally generated mining and trade game simulator. But
the level of hatred and the level of kind of that element of people saying, this is not what I was promised, this is shit, I'm going to sue people, just need to just
grow up,
go and get a life, really. It's ridiculous. There is, just because it doesn't force them along and tell them what to do and where to go, I think people are just seeing it as like, well, hang on a minute, this is not what I wanted.
But the thing is, right, but the thing that we're going to sue, because it's not the game that we thought it was. Did anybody successfully sue Colonial Marines? because that was talked about at the time. Graphically it's not what we expected, game-wise it's not what we expected, and there were all this kind of ooh-ha and uproar then, but nobody actually does it. So fucking learn from it and move on. It's cost you 30-40 quid. It's a bad 30-40 quid choice in your opinion. Walk away.
Yeah.
We all make bad choices. You go to a cinema, you see a movie, it turns out to be shit. So what? You don't go to the fucking foyer and say, I want my money back or I'm going to sue you. Everybody has a bad experience with something. So grow up. Sorry, that was not unnecessary. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It is sucking my my evenings out of me. Put it on at 10:30 at night. Usually bump into Spink and have a bit of a party chat with Spink. See, that's the kind of game it is as well. You can chat while you're playing it. There's no real concentration needed apart from when Spink's talking constantly at you. So, yeah, it's good. Sorry, which leads me on to Spink. Would you have missed this game?
Well, I think you might have given a bit of a game away there.
I'm so sorry about that.
That's all right. Well, I too have this game. I had the PlayStation credit that I got for Christmas just before the challenge started, and I had been saving it for this game, and I have spent it now on this game, and I love it, which is very good. I think for me, the reason I love it is that it is the perfect casual jump in, jump out summer game.
Yeah.
I don't have to remember complex controls. I don't have to remember where I am in the plot. I don't have to remember what quest I was doing. I just have to pick it up, quick look around. Oh, I'm on this planet. Crack on. And I am absolutely loving it. Like you said, it's a good social game. It's sitting in a party chat, doing your own thing. Something interesting happens, you have a chat about it, move on. I'm taking my time with it.
Yes, you fucking are. I think you
Yes,
need to.
I am.
I think you need to have a confession here, actually, Spink, and tell the listenership how what is your actual progression on this game? Like what rate are you doing planets and star systems? Come on, and come on.
So I've played it for probably 25 hours, and for 24 of those hours, I hadn't left my starting system. I'd been just wandering around the 4 planets that I got at the start, getting all the creatures and exploring them all and taking my time. Partly because I wanted to collect everything, partly because I was scared of pirates. So I quite like the non-violent nature of this game. I suspect as you go further in, it gets a bit more violent.
Do you want to tell us that without a fucking plane in the background?
I can't.
Was that?
I can't shoot the plane down, Jayce.
No, but you can wait till the noise isn't there before you fucking continue talking.
I didn't know you'd hear it. Sorry.
Right, fuck off, continue. Who cares?
Anyway, so I finally jumped after about 24 hours.
Why do I even try to be fucking professional with these cunts? Crack on.
Where do you want me to start from?
You crack on, mate. You crack on where you were. I don't want to interrupt your flow. Your heavy
fucked
monthly
it up
flow.
now, though, haven't you? Bastard. Yeah, so taking my time, exploring the planet.
This podcast is sponsored by British Airways.
All
Fuck
good.
off.
And I jumped, and as soon as I jumped in the new system, I got attacked by pirates.
Oh, did go back to the old system and live there forever?
No, and I lured them down to the planet's surface, and I fucked them up, and it was good. So yeah, I'm loving it. I'm on a lovely water world, and it's serene and beautiful. Perfect. Exactly what I wanted from it. Exactly what I wanted.
I think I need to
Stop the hate, people.
Yeah.
Stop the hate.
I think I need to tell the story that one of the first nights that I was playing it, Spink invited me to a party chat. So it's about we played until about 2:30 in the morning or something like that. And those that have, and I'll talk about it later. Those that have watched Spink on Twitch when he did his 24 hours know that he likes to talk to himself while he's playing video games if he knows that people are listening. And there was at least 3 points through our entire party chat that I had to take my headphones off and place them down because he was talking at me at such a rate I couldn't even concentrate on reading text on the screen. So I was having like puzzles to solve, and he's like asking me what quantum vergence is and whether he thinks this is relevant and is this relevant and should I know this, but I don't want to know any spoilers. So don't tell me if it's a spoiler, but tell me what you think it is. And I got to this fucking point where I started to lose my mind, and I actually had to take my headphones off, put them down, take a breather, do what I wanted to do the puzzle I wanted to do, take off, go somewhere else, and then I'd slide them back on, and he didn't even know I was gone.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah.
So
But I've stopped now. I'm better.
yeah, you're getting better. Jayce, I think I know what your actual kind of obviously top down kind of view is of this. Obviously, you've not bought it, but it would be interesting to hear what your thoughts are about whether you would have liked to play it, and being as it's not a story driven kind of game, and the kind of all the elements that are involved. Are you not the correct question, but are you jealous? Would you have liked to have played this if it was possible?
Right, let me take the floor. Yes, in a word. Take your soundboard and move it away from yourself. You will not need it at this time. This game, I've not been following any of the progress because I know I wasn't going to be able to get it. But obviously, being around the internet and being around people who play games, you hear about these things and you hear what's coming on. And from quite early on when I heard about this game, it seemed to be right up my street, given the fact that it was touted as a mining and resource game, and you could explore. And I love space stuff, and I love mining stuff, and I love even more so now that it's been out and people have said that people have compared it to Minecraft, given that there was no hand holding. The initial things were all word of mouth, people finding out things from each other, which reminds me right back to when Minecraft first started, and I was well into that. All of those things together just makes me really upset that I can't have this game. If anybody would like to donate this game to me on PC, I would very happily take it and tell you all about it and stream it forever and a day. But it's not going to happen. But yeah, I'm massively jealous. Obviously, not being a PlayStation gamer, I haven't had it up in my face and seeing everyone on my list playing it and stuff. So that's been a bit of a help. But obviously, certainly in the communities we hang around in, there's been nothing but chat about this game. Both good and bad and ugly in various
Fucking
measures.
ugly in some places.
Yeah,
Jeez,
But we won't go into that in this podcast.
Yeah, please not.
But yeah, I can sense the tangible excitement about people when people were discovering species and discovering planets and discovering different mechanics in the game, and I thought, that was brilliant. I've been seeing growing and growing pictures of people's fucking emerald fucking mines on their planets. Brilliant, well done. I'm fairly moist for the game, and I do hope that I can get on board with it at some point, probably on the PC, and hopefully by then it'll be a super duper patched up fucking wonder game.
I think you hit on a good point there, Jayce, that this is the sort of game that will still be around come the end of the challenge. It will probably be far better on PC at the end of the challenge than it is now. Already mods are coming out for it that look really good. So by the time you pick it up, there'll be a top 10 list of mods you should have, and you'll have probably the best experience with it anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not one you're missing, you're just not getting it. You're just missing the hype part. But I imagine you'll have as much fun, if not more, and I definitely think it'll be a game for you. Definitely one for January for you, mate.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Before we move on, just a really quick question, just because I want to know what Spink and Aid's opinion is of it. Future content. What would you like to see as future content? Not DLC, because I don't like DLC as such, but what do you think that they could, what would you like or expect them to kind of, to weave into this game? Because there is, it's a very small download size, isn't it? It's not even 4 gigs, so it's only a very tiny kind of game. So there's so much more that they could do into this for somebody who's buying it afresh with all the extras and stuff. So it's not going to be a monster in any particular way. But is there anything in particular that you've been thinking about as you've been playing it that you'd like, story kind of wise, maybe to kind of to be woven in?
So there's one thing I think the game needs desperately, and I don't know whether you class it as extra content or a change, but my one bugbear that I think they need to change is the fact that whatever system you're in, whatever planet you're in, everything looks the same when you come to drop pods, space stations, manufacturing facilities. Everything looks the same, and I do think they really need to just address that and just make some tweaks so that when you when you get to a new planet and you're flying around, and it'd be like, oh my God, what's that? Never seen that. What's that?
Yeah.
And you
valid.
can land and investigate rather than flying around thinking, I'm not going to land there because I know what it is. And I just think there needs to be a little bit of a mix up there in it's probably just textures and what have you. But that's one thing for me that is the game's crying out for.
That's not a bad joke. That's probably not that difficult to do. If they put a small team on it, to all the art assets they've got for the bits you find, and just pay, got someone to go, right, create a new architecture type for this, create a new, and start dotting it around, or even introduce a new race, because aliens don't feature that heavily and they're fairly similar. You could introduce a new race and with them introduce new types of building. Even if when you walk in it looks different but everything's the same, at least to look at it's a bit fresh. I agree with that. I think for me maybe a bit more context to the AI ships and pirates and stuff. So it's not just like being attacked by bugs just because they're angry wasps. A bit more, whether it be story or whether it be some slightly new mechanics that make being attacked by pirates feel like it's...
Yeah, like being hailed by them and then they saying, give us your shit, and you go, no, I don't want to give you my shit. And then you start, rather than just being attacked for the sake of it. The only problem you've got about the texture thing and the kind of like things looking different, in my view, is my concern would be that this equation they've used to procedurally generate 18 quadrillion planets, would you have to weave... Weave seems to be my fucking word of the night, by the way. Would you have to place this extra textures, extra things into this ultimate equation that is basically the core and the spine of the game?
No, I imagine the equation is a set of rules for generating planets, and on each planet there are X amount of points, and each point will be a particular thing, and then that loads in a pre-built art asset.
Okay.
So it'll have a dot that says I'm going to be a drop pod, and a drop pod will be there. So I'm sure if they create just new looking drop pods, it wouldn't be they wouldn't have to change the procedural generation bit to say instead of drop pod A, we'll have drop pod B, C, D or E, and it just looks a bit different.
Okay.
I think that the main equation, the magic, that is fucking brilliant. Let's not beat around it. The planets look really good for something that's just created by an algorithm. That could stay the same, and you just get a bit of extra vajazzle on it.
You want them to add vajazzle?
Yes.
Okay.
Some vajazzle.
What I would
What about you,
like is two things. I think what you guys have mentioned, I agree with, which is great because I think they could definitely do with this. I think what I would like them to do would be the ability, and I think this is what kind of makes me kind of lean towards a Minecraft, is being able to build a home world and actually be able to create. You've got your multi-tool, you've got your ship, you've got your exosuit. Having another the creation of another kind of things that you could upgrade and what have you, and that could be maybe a space station of your own, maybe that that you can dock with. That we could be your anchor, because I think a lot of people have said that you just seem to be shooting from one star system to the other, floating around, and not really. You can't really, apart from Spink, who fell in love with his beginning planet and cried when he left. There doesn't seem to be that kind of focal point. And if you're going to spend a lot of your time trading in this game and building your millions to big, better ships and what have you, then they could be going down the route of, right, well, have a space station or a docking station or what have you, or a particular thing on a planet, and you go, right, I like this, it's not dangerous. The Sentinels are knobheads, but they're daft knobheads, they will leave me alone. I could live here. I could use this as my home world. And then it could be Baron von Beb Prime. Yeah, where global galactic domination kind of stems from. That's what I think. I think and I think it's one of the good things about this game, and we'll wrap up here because we've been talking about it for ages. I think one of the good things about this game is that it's very addictive, but the scope they can do, if they invest and they do well, because obviously it's made a shitload of money, the scope they can do next is almost limitless. How they could involve this game and make it something else, and you know that drop off point of PPC people will come back in droves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, agreed.
And they've said they're going to do that. Just quickly, they are going to take a Minecraft approach of adding content over time, not DLC, just patches. So
Yeah, would be fantastic. Right, let's move on. Okay, so there's 4 more titles left in the what we've missed. We've got one game which is basically episodic. The new episodes come out, and we've talked about it before, so it's very quickly. It's the Hitman. The Thailand episode 4 has come out, and I'll say it again. I really want to like Hitman. Never really liked them before, but every time I see a video or a screenshot of this game, it makes me want to play it a little bit, and it annoys me a little bit. But I know it's a game that I would have wasted money on, played for an hour or 2, and then probably hated. I know that none of you guys like this because we've talked about it before, so I'll move on. The next one is F1 2016. Does anybody give an F1 about this game?
No.
No, but I like what you did there.
Yeah, I have my moments.
I like these games.
Do you?
I don't have the time. I don't have the time for that because I like Formula One.
Do you? I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, don't shoot me. You
No,
learn,
no.
you learn something every day. I do like Formula One. I've followed it for quite a long time. And these games are actually really, really good as Formula One simulators.
Mm-hmm.
They give you a
Well, you'd
real...
expect they would be, since that's all they do.
But they do it well. You get a really, really good feel for what's involved, and the driving and the handling of the cars is fantastic. It's what you imagine a Formula One car would feel like. But you have to have a lot of time for these. I think I had the one that came out about 2-3 years ago, and just to do a Grand Prix weekend would take about 6 hours of practice, 3 practice sessions, then a qualifying, then a race. And if you wanted to do well, you had to do not full length, but at least half length. So you do 3 half-hour practices, a 15-minute qualifying, and then an hour and a half race. And that's just too
That's not
much time.
6 hours.
Well, no, you could do it. I started doing it full. I started doing like full practice time, full qualifying, full race length, 2 hours. But it got too much. So even like 3 hours of race. What other
So you
racing?
couldn't take the full length, is what you're telling me.
What other racing games?
You had a
actually
problem
spend 3
taking
hours
the
on just
entire
one
length.
race? There's none, and I think I just don't have time for that. If I did,
You've not
I'd
done one of
love
them
it.
24-hour races on Gran Turismo before?
No, I never did any of those.
They're
I
the
was
bullshit,
like,
they
jump
are.
between tracks.
Nah.
But
You got to try one at least once.
yeah, well, and the thing is, I had a steering wheel with it, and that was the only time I got the steering wheel set up. And it's a real faff to set that up with the setup, like clamp it to a table and blue tack the pedals to the floor and all that shit. But the sort of 2 months I had with it were brilliant. Absolutely loved it. But I don't have time right now. So I am not going to miss it, but I will keep an eye on them because they are bloody good games.
Just a little bit of an intermission. Sober Neale update. Neale's finished his second gin. Moving on.
Yay.
Okay, the next game on the list is DXS. DXS. There's some sort of 80s
That second
band.
gin's biting hard.
I don't know, am I going to masturbate against Tied to a Door? Mankind Divided. What's people's thoughts on this? Because this is, I think most people obviously knew this was coming, but I think it's caught a lot of people by surprise. Jayce, what's your thoughts?
I can't do Deus Ex. I can't do that kind of stealth. I think I did the first level on the last one about 15 times and fucked it up every time, then thought, nah, fuck you.
Yeah. No, it is difficult. I mean, we spoke about it last time about the last game. The control mechanics on the last game just really fucked me around, and do me in a little bit. And so I'm hoping, and I'm not even asked the question whether it's the same kind of joypad controller setup than it was last time. I don't know. So, what about you, Spink? Is this a game that you would have been interested in?
I always like the Deus Ex games to look at. I always think they're like fun, and then I get them, and I'm shit at stealth games, and I get the arse with it, and don't get more than a couple of hours in. So I've kind of learnt my lesson that it's not for me. I just don't. I can't do stealth. I don't have the patience for it. I don't understand the mechanics of doing stealth properly. I get frustrated, and you know how slowly I like to play games anyway.
Do I?
You should see me doing a stealth game. It's like pulling teeth.
If you think it's slow, it must be bloody almost going back in time.
It's like fucking stop frame animation.
But you do know that the whole point of the Deus Ex is you can play it both ways, apparently. You can play stealth and you can play gung-ho.
You can, but it doesn't feel true to the game because they've always been stealth games.
Right.
Historically. The first one was quite good. I had that on PC years ago. But it was a stealth game, but with a lot of story. And I just didn't go with the story in the last one. So I'm happy to miss out on it.
AD, what about you, mate?
Never played a Deus Ex game and never plan to.
Oh.
So
Any particular reason
easy
why?
one for me? No, just they've never appealed to me. So yeah,
You can't.
perhaps if I tried it, I'd like it. But yeah, it's just one of those that I haven't got time for another franchise in my life.
You can't please all the people all the time, especially Jayce and AD. Okay. So the last game,
You can please me all the time, mate. That's fine.
Fellatio.
I might even push back.
Hey, just don't look at me at my don't look at my pupils. You can look at my nipples, but don't look at the pupils.
I'm not sure I can look at your pupils at the moment
They do
after a
seem
couple
to-
of
They do
gins.
seem to have disappeared.
I can't even. I'm looking at the webpage. I can't even see myself. The last game on the list is Madden NFL 17. Have we got any Madden fans between us?
Nope.
No.
Soundboard.
No.
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 Oh, I think that's a resounding no from Spinkles there. So up until today's date, being the 25th, that's every major game release that I could be asked to copy and paste onto the spreadsheet. We're done with that, people.
So
Almost.
your work was good,
Not
so
quite
your
done.
work was
We
good.
were going to talk about something else.
No, but it's got a feature later on.
Okay.
We
we're
did
not
talk
gonna
about this
it.
before recording, but you've forgotten.
Ignore me. Cut me out. There's a plane coming anyway. So
I
it's
didn't
probably best we
realise
cut
that
it.
Tunbridge Wells was next to a fucking airport. What airport's that?
It's under the Gatwick flight path.
Or is it a private airport for people that live in the town?
No, Gatwick. This big fucking airport. It's like London's second biggest airport.
With private runways.
With private. Yeah, it's got private. You have to go there in a limo with a butler.
Just open
Right,
the door
so-
and lead you out. Sorry. Sorry.
this along.
Lady, this is your podcast, by the way. Come on, bring stability.
I know.
Rein
Thanks
it in, AD. Come on, get us back under control.
I will do if you shut up.
All right then.
So thanks for that, Neale. We'll now move on to pile progress. So let's have Matthew kick this one off.
Thank you very much, AD. That is nice of you to come to me. Let's get the screen up.
Ooh, I've not even looked at my
We've lost someone on camera. Okay. Have I played any games this month?
He is
Yes,
so
is the
prepared
answer.
right now.
No, I was confused because you disappeared now and it threw me. Yeah, I've played quite a few games. The big one, the big elephant in the room, is I played Fallout 4 for 24 hours, as I said before. And as I've commented, I was dreading doing so because I don't have much time for the Fallout games. And I kind of enjoyed it. It was a long, weird way of playing a game that you don't like, to do it live on the internet with people telling you you're playing it wrong. And
That was me.
that was you and Trev.
Yeah.
And then have people like Trev tell you, go straight to the big city and do all the big level missions and it'll be alright. And getting just fucked to bits constantly. But after a mad sort of 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. session where I was losing the will to live, I started really getting into it and I enjoyed it to the point where I might play it again one day. I haven't instantly deleted it and said I'm done with it, so I've not class 5'd it on my list because I will go back to it. It's not a bad game. I see where you're coming from, Neale and Trev. It's alright, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
Neale and Trev and the majority of the fucking gaming
Yeah.
world.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
But they've been the most vocal people telling me to stop being a dick. And
did
like,
you do what I expected you to do and just mainline the shit out of the story?
No.
Give for your 24 hours.
No.
Well, he was advised to go and do a lot of story stuff to start off with. He was advised to run to Diamond City. He was advised then run to Good Neighbour, and he was level. When I popped in to see how he was doing, about 4 or 5 hours in, he was level 9 or something like that, and he was in Good Neighbour, which, for those that have played it,
Nah.
is like you're far too far along, and the whole what people like about Fallout is that you make it's the same thing as with those kind of games. Is you make your own story. You do. Yes, there's a massive quest line, and it was one that pops the achievements, and it's one that will in the first iteration of Fallout 3 anyway, before the DLC, will finish the game for you. But you've got to create your own story, and especially with Fallout 4. It's got so much story and so much variety that when I jumped in to see how Spink was doing, and when I saw that he was a Good Neighbour, and I was like, no. My piece of advice was like, get back round to Sanctuary, where your vault is, head south, pick up some side quests around there, level up properly. You know, don't run into the fucking core. But in his defence, We've had a bit of a laugh at Spink's kind of wanting to complete games in 10 minutes kind of mentality before. In his defence, when the 2 or 3 hours I was watching him and I was talking to him on Twitch and what have you, and I was live with him, he's pretty good at the game. You know, the shooting mechanics and stuff like that, he picked up well. He was doing a lot of scavenging in the right places. And he was asking the right kind of questions while I was playing particular quests and stuff like that about, you know, and he was enjoying, and I think it was good to see him enjoying it kind of the second time when I popped in to see him in the early hours of the morning. So I
like the silly stuff, like the silver shroud quest and stuff. It's a bit bonkers, but it's fun, and it's an era I like, and I started to see the humour in the game.
There's a lot in there, like when you doing all the Diamond City stuff and that, and you've got the radio stations and stuff like that, and you're listening to the Silver Shroud shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you come across the Silver Shroud quests after you've been listening to the radio show, and that it all just fits together for me. And you've got to play that game the way you want to play it, I think, which is a problem for you because you're a weirdo.
No. This is the thing.
This is coming from me, who plays all games weird.
I think the difference between this and Fallout 3 was, which I really didn't get,
the number at the end,
was Fallout 3 was all, it seemed too bleak and desolate all the way through, and it didn't have the core of humour and humanity in it, whereas this seemed to just give you a bit more. And I'm sure the more you go in the game, the more hard and bleak and desolate it gets, but certainly at the stage I'm at and picking up side quests after I sort of took Neale's advice and stopped listening to Trev, I definitely had a load of fun with it, and yeah, I'm definitely going to go back to it. Come autumn, when I start playing games a bit more seriously again, I'll go back and I'll play it, and I like it. So that was my main game of the month.
Realise in those 24 hours, you may well have got further in the main storyline than I did in about 200 hours of playing it my way.
It's quite possible.
I thought that at the same time, Jayce.
15 did quite a lot.
I thought that the same. I think in the main storyline, I've only just spoilers. I've only just done the bit where you playing the memories of the guy that you kill, and that's a quarter of the way into it. I've spent 250 hours in that game, and none of the DLC yet. Fucking making my own story and making my own awesomeness, and being a badass, like I am in real life.
Well, I'm going to go back and be a badass at some point, and it's good. So thank you for pushing me to do it, and thank you for all your support, actually, Neale, on the day.
Good. Mate, you're more than welcome. And if I could have financially supported you or been there just for the same 24 hours as you, I would have done, mate, if I could. But
mate, you did a lot. It was good.
You live too far away.
It was good. Okay, so that was my main game. I've played, just quickly wrap up, I played a bit more Divinity Original Sin. which is good. Still plodding on when I can bother to set the PC up, and that's fun. And No Man's Sky, obviously. So that was my month. I reckon I've done 40 hours of gaming in August,
Well done.
which is more than I've done in the previous 4 months.
Awesome.
So I've had a good one. Thank you very much for coming to me, AD.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt. Jayce, what about you?
Cast your minds back to last month when I said, I've been picking up a controller and it feels good and something's going to get me playing games again and I'm going to go fucking doing some power progress. Yes? Remember this conversation?
We do. Even Neale remembers it.
Neale, those nipples are strangely uneven.
They
actually.
do point to like my armpits. It's like a signpost
That's weird.
to either armpit heaven.
Very strange.
Sorry.
If anything was going to make me lose the plot, it's seeing your nipples on the camera. Sorry, listeners. I'll apologise for Neale's distraction. Sorry. So we had that conversation last month. I said I was going to pick up a controller. And lo, I picked up a controller. And I've probably done more than Matt's 40 hours in this month.
What?
However, those more than 40 hours were spent in Destiny.
Oh, have you gone back?
So I got back into Destiny, which is the opposite of any sort of power progress
Not even
whatsoever.
on your list.
Well, it can't be on my list because I completed all the main story stuff and all that. There's only like a fucking raid and a bit left to do anyway. But I've been getting massively back into Destiny. I've been playing Iron Banner. I've been playing some Crucible. I've been hooking up with some other people and playing some stuff. Really wanting to get the fucking band back together and do the fucking raid and stuff, as we've discussed many times before. But it's meant I haven't played anything new. But I have been playing games.
It's good.
So, progress, no. Games, yes.
See, I think Destiny
Game.
is the whole reason I had a huge pile to play. Because
Well, this is what we said before, because we spent so much of last year on it.
Yeah, so many hours.
And I've just fallen back down the well, lady. So I'll be getting you in when you come back. from France.
And to be honest, my obviously in the school holidays, and my boy, my wife had an old work laptop. An old work desktop. And my boy was getting into PC gaming, so we said, well, hang on a minute, instead of selling this thing for a couple £100, it's a pretty decent machine. We set it up for him, got him, he was on Steam and he was buying the odd game here and there. And then one day he turned Destiny on, and he was a bit of a hipster really last year, because when Destiny Year 2 kicked in, it was like, for him, it was like, no, this is it's too different now. I liked Year 1. I was there at the start. I don't like the changes they've made.
I remember when this was all fields.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, this school holidays, he's picked it up, and if he's probably put 4 or 5 hours a day into it, when obviously we've been working and busy and not been able to do things. So he's got back into it in a massive way, and I must admit, it's one thing that I'm looking at and thinking, I want to get back into this, but do I want to get back into this? Because there's the rest of the year gone.
But also, in my defence, as well as playing Destiny, there has been a massive sporting event that only happens once every 4 years, being the Olympics, which I absolutely fucking adore, and that's been on too. So I've been watching lots and lots of sport as well.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Neale.
Hi.
Neale. Pile progress.
Okay. I've played a bit of Destiny actually, Jayce. I remember when it first came out, and especially when the Taken King came out, I did the stupid thing of double dipping, but only dedicated my time to the people and friends that I had on PlayStation, and completely forgot until stop doing that to me. Stop doing that. You're not Julius Caesar. Fucking hellfire. I only really realised a couple of weeks back that actually I owned the entire chuffing game practically on Xbox. So I've started playing it, and I'm up to level 29, I think, or something like that. And next time you're on, and I see you're on, and you're playing some Crucible, even though I have shit weapons and shit armour, I might join you. Power progress, right, let me get... I've done terrible this month, actually. I'll admit it, I've done really, really badly. I did a bit of a kind of formulae to my page of the spreadsheet, which we need to publish again, by the way, because I don't think people have got access to this.
I was just thinking that I might do it. I might publish it after the show.
Because I don't think people can see how badly we've done, or well, in some cases.
I've done well, actually, looking at mine.
I just said well in some
Alright.
cases. Jesus. So there was a total of 30 games on my list at the beginning of the year, and I've only completed or just sacked off 10 of them. so I'm only kind of 33.33% in. I have finished the main story of Battlefield 4, which I kind of actually really enjoyed playing, and I actually got some sad satisfaction out of that. I want to then get some Battlefield Hardline done as well, but all before Battlefield 1 comes out, and I get 10 free hours with EA Access, which is what I'm really hoping that they do. Everything else, I've not had a chance. Nothing really has come in the way. I've played a lot more. I played at the start of the month after the recording. I played a lot more GTA Online with friends. Cutting stunts is ridiculously addictive as well. And then since No Man's Sky's come out, it's all I've played. Apart from the odd bit of Destiny, like I've mentioned. I've played too much No Man's Sky, so it really has become infectious and virusy to my pile, and it's really put me to one side, which is crap. So, that's me. That's me. Adi, how have you done?
Right. So you may remember that literally minutes after we recorded the last show, I put a call out on Facebook to say, which game shall I play next? And the public voted, and The Witcher 3 was the game that came out. Now,
stop rubbing your
this is the
face.
game you're going to fucking have a stupid rant about.
I can either rant about this with the prefix that when I rant about it, I'm wrong, or I can just use the phrase, it's not for me, and move on. I really don't...
Rant, get a rant on.
I really don't fucking like this game.
What's wrong with
I
you?
really, really don't like it at all.
Are you
So
human?
much so. And I have put, before I get this thrown at me, I've put 24 hours into this game.
Not enough.
So it's not an hour, it's not... Yeah, but 20... I know within playing something for 24 hours whether I like it or not.
I'm joking, man.
And I
I'm
just
sorry.
don't... I just don't like it.
You're not playing it right.
I don't know how I'm supposed to play it then. Because and my boy got a couple of magazines this month, and in them were both supplements about... One of them was the best Xbox One game, and the other magazine was the best PC game ever. Yeah, and he said to me, Dad, what do you think the best PC game ever is? And I'm thinking, Half-Life, Half-Life 2, the usual suspects. No, The Witcher fucking 3. And it's just I just don't get this. I really don't. And I'm not going to rant because
No.
I don't know whether it's just the fact that I haven't got time to play it or don't feel like I've got the time to invest in it. But my overriding feeling is it's far too complicated for its own good.
No.
With the weapons, with the crafting, with the alchemy,
No.
with the here's this beast you're going to go and beat. I'm going to have a rant. Here we go. I'm going.
No, come on.
Here's this beast that you've got to go and kill. So before you go and kill it, you've got to read the book to find out what it doesn't like.
Yep.
And it's not just either one of these, because you've got two swords, not just the one. And you've got 5 spells that have all got silly fucking names, rather than being called fire or telekinesis or trap. They're called fucking Urdu and Uvavu and all this fucking bullshit.
Uvavu!
And you then, to help kill the monster quicker, you then have to craft an oil to rub onto your sword.
You don't have to, it
And
just
it's
helps.
like, for fuck's sake, is there anything else you want me to fucking do before I can go and beat this monster?
Can I just
It's
ask, Adi,
just-
have you
sorry,
have
I'm still
you ever
going.
played a
I'm still
video game?
going. And here's another thing that pissed... Everyone says the story is amazing. The stories are wonderful. The amount of side quests and the time they put into the characters on the side quests. One side quest that had me nearly throwing my controller through the TV set was a woman outside of a house who'd lent her frying pan to
you were gonna
someone
say that.
inside the house, and I had to go and get the frying pan back. What the fuck is that all about?
It's called
Honestly.
a tutorial quest. A tutorial
And
quest
that's
to
how
make
I
you
feel
know what
about the
quests
game.
are.
That's how I feel about the game. That I turn my Xbox on for a good couple of hours gaming time, and I see The Witcher 3 sitting in the big panel in front of me, and I put the Olympics on, or I go to Trials Fusion, or I go to Rare Replay, instead of playing the game. And I've tried it, and I've tried it, and I've tried it. And I know I'm wrong, and I know Trevor's going to fucking hunt me down and kill me,
Yes.
but I do not like this game.
Trevor's
I
going to wear
think
you as a
it's-
hat at Eurogamer.
I think it's overrated. It's far too complicated for its own good. There's too much going on. There's too many systems. I put it back on the other night to try it again, and I did
It's
a
not
certain
finished,
mission
people.
where I got some loot, and the things I got in the loot, instead of something that I can look at and think, oh, that would be useful, it was just like fucking gobbledygook. All these things I was getting, and I'm like, I don't know what I need these things for. I don't know what they're for. I've got no use for them. And on Matt Moore's suggestion, I dropped the difficulty down to easy to get through the game because I was so fed up with getting to a certain point, having a little cutscene that lasts for like 2 or 3 minutes, then having to try and defeat a certain monster or group of monsters that attack me, failing, and then going back fucking 15 minutes in the game to try that bit again. And I'm just like, do you know what? Witcher 3 can suck my fucking balls. I'm done with it. I do not enjoy it, and I'm done with it.
Can we please make AD's rants a regular section? Can we just make him play loads of fucking
Rant
games he doesn't like?
Over.
Do you know what you
Brilliant.
should do, AD?
Give up.
No, you should read all the books and then go back and play it.
Fuck off.
Because then you'll
Fuck off.
understand what it's all about.
I am reading the back of a stamp about that game.
Right.
Do you know what? I'm genuinely gutted for you because you obviously don't like it. That's become apparent.
Is that what you got from that?
That's what I got from that, yeah. I read between the lines and I figured out that he doesn't like it. And you're never going to like it. But
No,
that's
I'm
a
not
shame because for those of us that do like it, it's almost like a Tolkien thing. Tolkien, the Hobbity, whatever, that bloke.
Token.
The lore's great, the characters are great, the stories are great, the world's great, it's interesting, combat's good, the preparation for battle is all part of the fun. It's a ritual. It's everything you said is shit about the game is what everyone who likes it thinks is awesome about the game. So
But
I just
also
think you're broken inside, and you're
But
not.
also, another thing is, I came across... So, Gerald met another character, and...
It's not Gerald, by the way. It's Gerald.
Gerald. It's fucking
That's probably
Gerald.
why you don't fucking
And-
like it. You can't even... You think he's some sort of fucking 80s office worker.
And you meet another character, alright? Now, I've never played another Witcher game, so this is my kind of first foray into it and last. And the game did not treat me like, who is this person? It started with her naked in a bath, and them talking
the
about...
witch.
Yeah, and them talking about something that's obviously happened previously. I ain't got a fucking clue. I don't know who she is.
But she had her boobs out.
Yeah, she had her boobs out in that
Who
feud.
gives a monkey?
Well, you have to go through the magic portal and up some stairs. And she was
Did
in
you
the
go
bath.
through a magic portal?
Is that what you call it?
And- Fuck's sake.
The time
I know
travelling
I'm
portal
wrong,
of the
and-
vagina.
But I'm sorry. I can't do it.
Right.
I've tried.
Okay,
24 hours worth of try.
okay. I think first
I
and
don't like it.
foremost, like Matt said, if you don't like it, you don't like it. I think you've inadvertently taken a leaf out of Matt's No Man's Sky book and thought about it too much. You've tried to justify and reason why you're doing particular things rather than just doing it and enjoy doing it. You don't have to put oil on a blade before you go into battle. It just helps. It's like putting, it's kind of like having whether having a shotgun or a rifle going into a normal shooter game. It's about whether it helps or whether it doesn't help. And did you pay, you don't have to, I've played that game and I've probably played, like I've said before in last week's recording, I've probably played 80, 90 hours of that game and I'm level 24. And I don't see any end of the story because it just goes on and on. But you don't have to read every book. You don't have to know exactly what every weakness of every monster is. Run away if it gets too difficult. Fucking hellfire. And it's another one of those, it's kind of like a Fallout in a way, is that yes, there's a story, yes, you might know all the things. I think for me, it's probably the reason why I am more in tune to Witcher 3, is I did actually play Witcher 2, and I felt the same way about Witcher 2. The Witcher 2 was even more difficult because you had to meditate more often, you had to create spells more often, more potions, and actually a different button would pull out a different sword. So you got your monster sword and your human sword. So you had to know you had to remember what button you were pushing to. It used to be a lot more complex than it is now.
Yeah.
And probably the reason why I like it is because it's a bit more slimmed down. I think it's not. I think in general consensus, I think you'll probably agree. It's definitely not a year of shame, clear your pile of shame, progress type of game. It's a type of game you've got to be in the mood for and take your time with, and it will envelop you and enclose you and make you go along with it if it wants to, if you want it to. If you want to do it just because you want to get off a pile and move on to the next game, it's never going to scratch that itch. No way.
To be honest, that wasn't the reason of playing it. It was last month I cleared 8 games off the pile, and I was kind of ready to put serious time and serious energy into one game. Something that was going to be a Fallout 3 120-hour worth experience. I just don't. It's just. I can't do it. I really can't. And I haven't deleted it off the Xbox. I've left it on there, and
why would you delete
maybe
a game?
in time I'll go back and re-find it. But at the minute, whether it's the fact my head's not in it, I don't know. But at the minute, I cannot play that game.
Tell you, I will.
And I'm the only person in the world to ever say that about The Witcher 3.
No, I'm sure you. I'm sure you're not, but tell me the day in the distant future, if it's in 20 years' time, when it does click, because I'll hire an aeroplane with a banner behind it, saying, "Yay, Ada gets it."
Yeah. But I have played some more games, so moving on from The Witcher 3.
Okay.
Most of them I played because I didn't want to play The Witcher 3, but never mind. So I have played. Just bring my spreadsheet up, listener. So. Apart from that experience, I've played some Rare Replay, and I've gone in and done quite a few different games, and they're old retro games I've never played, and I've given them a go. Probably the game I put the most time into was Grabbed by the Ghoulies, which was an original Xbox game that I quite liked, so I put some time into that. I've played quite a bit of Trials Fusion, No Man's Sky that we said earlier, and then a couple of days ago I picked up Battlefield Hardline and thought to myself, I'm going to get through the story of that. I'm not too bothered about the multiplayer in it, but I am going to get the story done in that. So I'm only about 3 or 4 missions in. So I haven't really cleared anything off the pile this month apart from The Witcher 3.
Do I need to revisit Trials Fusion to see where my scores have been beaten?
No.
Or am I safe?
Of course you fucking haven't.
Oh, good. Good. That's all right.
My usual experience in Trials Fusion is starting it, seeing you whiz off into the distance, and then the next time I see you is when I start the next track. So
all is good in the
don't
world.
worry. So that's it for pile progress.
Yeah, but
we now.
His Trial Fusion is only because he goes to the first checkpoint. He doesn't actually finish first. He just sets off the quickest.
He does. He finishes. I generally aim for second on the leaderboards when he's around. So we now move on to Jayce's section, which are questions from the community.
Stop looking at porn and fucking pay attention now, Jayce.
I'm not. I was playing Marvel Puzzle Quest, obviously. Right.
That's what he calls it.
Having looked at the Facebook, which I obviously had open, ready to go. Let me fill in this little piece of gap. We do have some rapidly typed questions. Rapidly gathered, thanks to Adie's little message on.
Good job,
because I forgot all about it because I'm fucking useless. So, starting off, the questions for tonight from our good old friend Stephen Adicott, who says, did any of you deliberately stockpile games knowing you were going into the challenge? And if so, is it cheating? Now, I'll hark back to the first time I did this challenge, when Mr. Cy Stevens, on the first Year of Shame challenge, went out weeks before the podcast started and bought about 90 games to add to his pile with the view that he was going to clear 160 games in the fucking time, which he subsequently didn't do. Go back and listen to Year 1 if you want to hear that fucking malarkey. I certainly didn't stockpile any games, not knowingly, but I did have some in a pile of stock. Anybody else?
I bought a couple in the Christmas sales, but they weren't. Again, I wouldn't class it as stockpiling. Is it cheating? No, probably not. If you're not going to buy any games for the next year and not break the rules, then technically it's not cheating. I think you're just probably giving yourself more of a challenge if you do that kind of thing.
If there were a couple of things that were released at the end of last year that I really wanted to play, then I maybe would have bought a couple, but I certainly wouldn't have gone mad buying loads because I know that I get to a point I'm in now in the summer.
Funnily enough, one of the games I did buy at Christmas because it was in the sale because I thought I'd have time to play it.
Don't say it.
Witcher 3.
Don't say it. Take it back. It's like Candyman. It's like Candyman. He says it 3 times and we're fucked.
I didn't. All that happened for me was I bought some PSN credit for Christmas, which I spent obviously on No Man's Sky this month. And other than that, it was all my games that I already had. So no cheating for me. Right, you Neale?
I don't think I consciously thought I was stockpiling, but I think subconsciously I knew that the challenge was starting. So games that I wanted to have that were out already, I think I might have gone, yeah, I love you. Yeah, I love you. Yeah, why not you as well? You look shiny. So things like games like Tomb Raider, like the latest Tomb Raider, I bought and probably thought, yeah, I'll have you. You'll do. I'll play you at some point this year. Is it cheating? No. The core premise of the entire challenge this year is not to buy with your own money games unnecessarily in 12 months. And if you buy it beforehand, if you buy it afterwards, it's like saying afterwards, you go out and I'm going to spend £200 on video games after this challenge. Is it cheating? No, because it's not in the 12 months. Next question.
Agreed.
But it's a bit fucking stupid.
What was that, sorry, Jayce?
I said, but it is a bit.
Oh yeah, it's
stupid.
definitely
Spend
ridiculous.
£200
It
on last
definitely won't
year's
take place.
games.
But I'm booking a wedding for next year. Jesus Christ, do you know how expensive weddings are? There's no way I can afford video games next year.
Yes, of course I do. I remember it well.
Every penny well.
Oh,
I think all the games
wasn't
you could have
expensive
bought
as
with that,
divorce.
all the
isn't it?
bike parts.
Well, don't say
Yes.
that. You'll have him crying live on air.
As always.
Next question, Jayce. It's
Are
you.
you going to read another question,
sorry.
Jayce, or are you
There's
just
another
going to sit
question. I forgot which section it was. This is going to be a heavy edit. Right, moving on to the next question then.
there? Fucking hell, we're not going to
shut
get
up.
this one till October then, are we?
Do you want to edit it?
I don't know how.
Exactly. Fucking shut up. And if you think that's fucking not staying in, you got another fucking thing coming. Right, so moving on to the next question. Matthew Moore says, with the likes of No Man's Sky, is that out now? Yeah, apparently. Being a big title that I'm sure was on radars, when you see negative, differing reviews, does it make you feel better that you can
I
can
think that's meant to be
make day
can't.
one? Okay, I'm going to reread this. With the likes of No Man's Sky being a big title that I'm sure was on some radars, when you see negative, differing reviews, does it make you feel better that you can't make the purchase on day one?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a stupid question to ask because 3 of you made the purchase on day
No,
one.
but he's talking about as an example. He's talking about that particular game. But other games,
Yeah.
that are meant to be AAA, look at me, I'm awesome kind of titles, and it turns out 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, nobody's playing them anymore, or so it seems. Then yeah, it does make me feel better.
The Division.
Yeah, well, exactly.
I think Quantum Break is the key one of that this year. That for me would have been a day one purchase.
Yeah,
Whenever any other year, and the fact that I couldn't buy it, and it actually was down to be a potential joker for me, and the fact that it got such bad reviews and such bad feedback in week one, I still see that as the biggest bullet dodged this whole entire year.
Good shout, sir. Good shout. Matt, thoughts to add to that?
Yeah, I think you do. I think if there's a game you really want, I think almost no amount of bad comments on it will make you not want it if you really like it. But if it's one you're on the fence about, what have I missed? I'm looking at you on the screen. I can see you all. I still don't know I've missed a joke and why Adrian, why Jayce and Neale are laughing. Why are you laughing? What happened?
I've missed it as well, Matt. Don't worry.
Sorry.
I think Neil's got something in his gin.
When Jayce asked you the question, I just imagine you going, I don't know what that is.
That's exactly what I was thinking was in his head. Let me just talk while I remember what the question was.
No.
If in doubt, just say nope.
Oh dear. Next question.
Okay. Oh, and as a supplementary question, Matt says, also, who would be your dream team to run the 5th Year of Shame show?
Ooh,
I think it
good
means
question,
the 5th
actually.
year, not the 5th show, because that was 3 months ago. I think Rachel Riley off of Countdown. Even on audio, she gets me fucking moist.
Moist.
Gary Lineker.
He gets you moist?
He get
I
you
don't
moist.
What?
He doesn't you. It's a good question, because you could either kind of wish this on somebody to do them good because you know they buy too many video games, or just to pull somebody through the quagmire that you've had to step through for 12 months. So
Backdoor
Just a
Ben.
dick about with someone's life.
no, but the thing is,
Yeah, I was thinking backdoor Ben.
But he's doing it-
properly.
Just to
He's
witness
doing-
a man
he's doing
die,
it this
die on
year.
air.
he is doing it
No,
this
he's
year.
not.
Allegedly,
He's
he's doing it this
pretending.
year.
He's doing pantomime.
I think he's gone quiet. I think he's actually got to the point where he's made another account and he's just buying all the games on there.
Yeah, I think
instead.
so.
Oh, what a cheating way out.
I
think
Backdoor Ben.
I would like.
Trev.
Oh, see. Trev would be good because I think Trev would get really frustrated.
Trev's already doing it this year with us.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want to hear Trev monthly. His monthly kind
Yeah.
of descent into
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Well, if he sorts out his audio submissions, we might actually hear Trev at some point.
He could probably do it on his own, to be fair, because no one else would get a word in edgeways when he got going.
It's
Just
like you then, Matt.
yeah, be like Trev, just a rant for an hour of Trev getting angry at not being able to buy games.
Oh.
That could work.
I think we could probably all do that if we
Yeah,
really
exactly.
wanted
Jesus
to.
Christ.
Yeah.
That's because we've got structure. Loosely. Yeah, I think it's very difficult because there's people that I would like to see whether they could do it. You know, can you? You said, oh yeah, it's easy. Yeah, anybody can do that. But actually, when the camera's turned on you, could you have done it? Because believe it or not, the people that are doing it with us will know this firsthand. It's really difficult to do this. Whether you play video, like if you've got a... Whoa, Matthew! I think
Sorry.
I think we just need to point out that Matthew's just pointed his webcam at his cat's arse. And it was shaped like a question mark with its tail curved. It was ridiculous.
I framed it well.
I think there is people that don't realise actually how difficult it is to do this. So there's actually, for me, in answer to this question, there's a couple of people, Matt, that I would like to see do this. But I would like to see copies of their bank balances to prove that they've not cheated all the way through. Because it's a difficult thing to do. When you believe... Some people don't believe that they're as addicted to video games as they actually are. That's the answer to that question from my perspective. The tears are just drying from my eye sockets. I do apologise about the outburst, by the way, but I found that ridiculously funny. Carry on.
Carry on. Cool. Right then. Next question. Joe Middleton says, has it all been worth it so far? I mean, some people appear to have hit a real glut of not wanting to play games at all. I don't think any of us don't want to play games. That's not fucking quite true. I might not be playing games, but I do want to. Just aren't enough hours in the day.
I think it's...
Anyway, continue. Is it worth it so far?
I would probably
Matt?
say, sorry, I think it's been definitely worth it so far. I am now reaching that stage where I look at the games on the list that I've still got to play and think that I probably don't want to play them. And I'm now reaching that stage where I think the next kind of 4 months is going to be a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, I think ask that question again in November after silly season, and you might get a very different answer to you get now whilst summer is still around us and we're all chilled and happy and sunny. I think up to now it's been brilliant. Really enjoyed it. Obviously enjoyed doing the show. I think when I've missed out on Battlefield 1 and it turns out to be awesome and everyone's playing it and having brilliant nights on it, then I will say fuck this shit and be sad.
But you're only 2 months behind Spink. You can catch up that time.
But no one will be playing it after 2 months because no one plays games after 2 months.
Destiny,
Apart from Destiny, that was a rarity.
World of Tanks.
Boring. Sorry. Oh, I say it out loud. Shit.
Inner monologue. Fucked.
I think if you've got games that like Destiny, like World of Tanks, and some of the things on PC that I don't really understand, I think if it's a good multiplayer game, it will still be played in 2 months after release. So if Battlefield 1 is as good as it currently looks, then yeah, people still will be playing that next year.
I hope so, because if so, I'll be asking for that for Christmas.
You sounded so strange when you did that then. Carry on. What's the next question?
Camping it up.
The next question. Neale Jarrett says, can Neale remain sober for a second month running?
No.
He's working hard on
All
not
the
being
buttons on the soundboard. No.
Nope.
Do far east. No.
Right, now we're getting into the meat of the questions now. Adamski says, if you could jump into a pool of something, what would it be?
Milky.
Right, I'm going to go around you separately here, and we'll find out what you would. I don't want you to confer with each other. AD, a pool of something, what would it be? You got 10 seconds.
Jelly.
Fucking useless. Matt, a pool of something, what would it be?
Milky stew.
Obvious. Neale, a pool of something, what would it
Tits.
be? A pool of tits. Are these tits disembodied and just
Yep.
lying there, or are they attached to the fucking owners of said tits?
Disembodied tits.
Because it makes a difference.
Disembodied tits.
Disembodied
The more
tits.
tits, the better. I want to drown in tits.
Okay, I'm not sure how long the common tit can live away from its host, but I'll look into that and see if I can arrange it for you. I would like to jump into a pool of
Spunk.
mud, because jumping in mud's fucking sad. You know this. There we go. Easy enough.
That'll do.
Can we move on?
Kinda. Tits wins.
Ben Jenkins. Oh, backdoor Ben's on. Here we go. Let's see what excuses he's cooked up for this
It's
month.
Bob Fritzmer on Mars.
This one is fucking silly, boys. Would anyone fancy a quotation Summer of Shame 2017?
I saw
6
that.
months of no games at all, no jokers, no credit, no gifts. To which I responded on a comment, summer, the traditional lean period for releases. Well done.
Yeah.
AD?
Fuck off, Ben.
Okay, that's a fuck off from AD. He's gone on afterwards to say he'd struggle and not be allowed anything, and there'd be absolutely no backdoor excuses, which
Bullshit.
that's what we're meant to be doing now, Ben, not fucking next
Ben,
year.
it's your surname, for Christ's sake. You can't get away from being backdoor, for crying out loud. No, it's not. It's not possible because the time after Christmas and the time before Christmas is when the massive games come out, and it won't be a challenge because you'll buy all the games this Christmas. It's not even plausible. Get to the back of the queue.
As it showed with this month's and last month's releases, other than a couple, it's been pretty fucking lean as it always is over the summer. So trying to do a summer of shame is just bullshit. That's just what we call summer, I think.
Bullshit, Ben.
Anyways, bullshit Ben. Bullshit backdoor Ben for the alliteration fans in the crowd. Right, moving on. Next question. David Southall says, what's the biggest title you've missed out on that you wish you had this year?
So far. Do you wish I'd played?
What have we missed out on?
I do wish I played Uncharted 4. That does creep into my mind every now and again when I think about it. That would be nice to play. But there's loads of little ones. There's loads like Far Cry Primal. Oh, I would like to play that as well. There's loads of little ones, to be honest with you, and they're. What about you, Matt? What would you?
Yeah, the one that still haunts me is not being able to play Just Cause 3.
Oh yeah.
And I know that's not from this year officially; it's from the end of last year. But obviously, it's one I haven't got around to playing, and that still haunts me to this day. I really love to play that.
There's only really I'm keeping a list of games I'm going to pick up in the new year, and probably I think the one the one off that list that's kind of my God, I wish I really could play that now, would be Inside. There's no AAA games on my list. They're all games you probably pick up for a tenner.
No excuse, you can't buy them.
And I'm going to
Matthew,
say,
what are you saying?
I'm going to say Uncharted 4 as well. That's still my "Can I have it for Christmas, please, everybody?" game.
It wasn't about 5 minutes ago. That's fucking Battlefield 1 a minute ago.
The question was
Oh.
games that have come out so far. If you read it and listened properly.
Oh, so you want all the games for Christmas then, is what you're saying to me?
No, I'm just
Yeah.
fucking I get more than one because I've got I get a couple.
He's got a loving family.
Yeah.
Cheating family. Anyway, right. David also says, are you allowed betas like the Titanfall 2 tech test this last weekend? Yes, because they don't get paid for.
Yeah, they're free.
And did
Yeah.
we all enjoy that beta?
No,
Yes, fuck I. Shooting
What?
things.
AD, what?
I didn't enjoy it. I played it and I didn't enjoy it. And I think it was because I played it with randoms.
Who is this person
was
who
saying-
doesn't like video games?
Dude,
I'm
have
in
you
my
been playing video games
mid-40s
with your
and-
feet or something?
Listen. I'm in my mid-40s now, right? My reflexes are shit. I'm getting old. I have to trim my ear hair once a week. My reflexes are gone, all right? When you are playing with a bunch of fucking energy drinked up teenagers who shoot you as soon as you fucking move, then no, I don't enjoy it. I will enjoy it more when I play it with friends, but yeah, I tried it and I didn't like it. I certainly did not like you can only get a Titan if you kill so many people, which meant I never got a Titan.
That bit I can agree
and
with.
that was fucking bollocks. And they have, to be fair to them, said they're going to change that.
Yeah, but they've said
Go
they're going
back
to change
the
it.
old method.
Well, no, they've said they're going to change it, but they're not going fully back to the old method. It still will be on a timer, but that timer will be reduced by kills. But yeah,
As it was previously, anyway.
but I mean, I think the way that they worded their response to that particular criticism today or yesterday was still very much like, yes, we are going to tweak this title based on feedback from the beta, but it is not going to be the same Titanfall 1. It's going to be it's going to be a faster, more COD-like experience, which we all
It
experienced.
very much felt like COD to me.
In that respect, then I won't be dropping on that as my Joker.
Controversy being brought about with these questions. This is why we like the community questions, because it brings out controversy, such as Adie's last comment. Right then, Brownie's been on. Ian Brown says, what's the chances of any of you getting so drunk you loose your willpower and buy a game at Eurogamer this year?
Oh, I'm definitely in that fucking percentile.
Have you got the Amazon One Click turned off
Oh
already?
god, yes, I need to do that. Oh my god.
Get that shit turned
That's
off.
like
son.
data roaming
That's
when
the
you go on
worst.
holiday, isn't it? You need to turn that shit off at the airport.
Oh,
As soon as
yeah.
I get to
I
Birmingham
would say
train
that
station,
when
that
you're
shit
at
is
MLGX,
off.
I would say when you're at MLGX, games are the last thing on your mind, aren't they?
No, because the thing is,
my one.
sorry.
Go on. Well, I'll say my one kind of fear is that I try PSVR and love it, because that would be a fucking expensive drunk purchase.
Just get it for Christmas.
Have to buy it myself though. For that money.
Ask for money from your parents for Christmas and get it then.
How old is
Still
he?
won't be enough.
He just said he's in his fucking
Fuck
mid
your
40s.
first
He's
world
not going
problems,
to
AD.
get Christmas money from his parents.
He does get Christmas money because he gets birthday money from his parents.
No,
so why
I
would
get
they
Christmas-
not give him Christmas money?
Because generally I get Christmas presents for Christmas and birthday money for birthday.
Okay.
Me personally, yeah, that's quite a valid thing because at Eurogamer at MLG parties, I talk a lot of video games, and that's one of the good things that I like about it is that a couple of beers are consumed, and I'm talking to voices that I hear all year long, and I'm actually talking to them face to face, and it gets even more passionate and even more heated, and the games they like and the mechanics they like and the discussions regarding Destiny Strikes and Destiny kind of raids, etc., comes to the
Who's
forefront.
Dennis Destiny?
Dennis Destiny?
Yeah.
Did you say that?
Yeah, Dennis Strikes, Dennis Destiny. I want to meet Dennis Destiny. Is he coming?
I'm going.
Insert tumbleweed here for Matt's attempt at humour.
I'm just going to leave a large gap for editing purposes.
2 seconds, yeah. Do it.
In response to that, Stephen Adicott has said what happens at EGX stays at EGX. I'm not entirely sure that's true in terms of breaking all the fucking rules of the challenge 9 months in, but we'll see.
I can see me being very tempted by, because the thing is, don't forget, guys, we're going to be playing games at EGX that we've not played this year. So we will be playing Uncharted, we'll be playing Inside. They'll all be there teasing the crap out of us, and shit, man. We know how drunk we get. We know how much it gets itchy when people are saying how much they enjoy it. I think it's the ultimate temptation. This is it's one of the biggest hurdles to jump over, is being with friends that you like, drinking loads of drinks, and playing games that you've missed out on so far and being teased into them. And I think we're underselling it. It's a fucker.
And playing those games in the show that are coming out as well.
Yes.
That's fucking going to be the worst of shit.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's why I'm going to probably avoid playing Battlefield 1 at the show.
It's one of those things, when you go to EGX and there's the games that have been out for a few months, and people don't queue up and play them because everyone's played them.
We'll be there.
We'll be like, fucking hell, I haven't played this. Let's fucking get me on that shit.
We'll just go round
Yeah, but
and round and round and join the queue again.
Yeah.
There better be a Witcher 3 stand.
Oh, yes.
Gwent.
Never get AD off it, will we? It'd be smashing the fucking screen.
What did you think of Gwent then, AD? Did you play anything at all?
Oh, fuck off. Don't even get me fucking started on that. What a load of fucking bollocks that
I
was.
love Gwent.
For
Me
fuck's
too.
sake.
I'm buying that
Waste
next
of
year.
fucking time. And then someone's actually greenlit a standalone Gwent game. Are these people
I know.
on fucking drugs or what?
I'm buying that shit. That's an awesome game.
Fuck off. There's
It's
no
mainly
way I'll buy it.
funded by Uncle Fist, though, to be fair.
What?
He's kickstarted the whole thing.
I'll give up on The Witcher 3.
Right, so in response to Steve's what happens at EGX stays at EGX, stick with spending $3,000 on whores, hunting for mozzarella sticks, but don't buy any games, is what we're saying.
Pow, pow, pow.
Yeah, boy.
Sweet. Right, and that concludes the question section.
Right.
Thank you very much for all of your wonderful... Shut up. Thank you very much for all of your wonderful submissions of questions, people. We very much appreciate them, and it gives us great content. Move on.
Super. Thanks everyone. That's it. We're done. We're finished. August is over. So if you want to get in touch with us, you can get us. We have an email address, which is yoschallenge4@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at yoschallenge4. We have a Facebook page. None of us ever seem to know what it's called, but it's something along the lines of YoS Challenge 4-2016. So try and find that. iTunes reviews. I checked earlier. We still haven't got any new ones, which is an absolute disgrace. Come on, iTunes reviews. Come on, give us some.
I don't care if you do or not, to be honest.
Because I'm old school.
I want some. If you want to get in touch with us individually, on Twitter, Jayce is at Jayce Stokes, Matt is at EggDaddy, Neale is at Baron Von Pleb, and I am at ADMG. That's it, everyone. See you in September.
Bye.
Bye. And things.
And shit.
Lovely long
So
time.
do you know what September is, Matt? I don't know what that is.
That ended like a fucking old-fashioned dribbly piss just trickling out that podcast. No one said goodbye. It's just like,
Right, I'm pressing start.
The Year of Shame Challenge.